Hello everybody. Oh, it's so nice to have you all here. I'm Lois and I'm with Lois Keepsakes and Creation. And today I wanted to share with you, I'm making a stamp book so I could put my stamps in. So I wanted to decorate the front cover. So I thought maybe I could share that with you guys so you can see. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the back side, just like I did this. So let's see if I can get you to focus. And I did some sewing, and there's some stamping, and there's some stamps. And as you see, I cut the edges. I've got a one of those decorative says scissor edger, but I have one so it looks like a stamp. So what do you think? What do you think? Isn't that pretty? But it's got to be centered so it's not glued down. But I wanted to show you what I did to the perimeter of the book. Was I took and put black down so that way it would be the background of the stamp, because this looks like a stamp, not a stamp, a postcard or something like that. I think we could do say postcard, a large one. But anyway, so what I did is I did the outside perimeter with black, and then I decided to do gold foiling right on the edges. Isn't that pretty? All the way around. So I like that a lot. And then when you put this down, then it looks gorgeous behind it. Oh, does it ever. So I figured we could do this right here if you wanted to. Like I said, I am in the process of making this stamp book, and what it is, it's just actually a ephemera book. And let me move this was my ink, I was holding it up. But what I've done here is this one right here, the first page, I did clear acetate. Well, after I did that, I was like, that is a lot of tape all the way around and everything else like that. So I did it like that too as well. Well, then I got to thinking that this was time consuming. So then I found a print that would go really good with my background design. And all I did was simply, I'll show you right here. Let me see if I got a piece. Hang on. But anyway, what I did here was I cut inches and then I divided it out with the page, and then I made these. And they're really cute, and I think that the stamps will work in them really nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 1/2 inch and I'm just going to proceed all the way through my entire ephemera folder, because I'm going to make this one make this one just nothing but for stamps. So, and I still have the inside cover to do on this one too as well. So I haven't figured out what to do for the inside covers, but like I said, this is a process, and this will go like this. And I'm thinking that this pattern paper that I'm using, I think I'm going to run a strip for the spine. So I haven't figured out how I'm going to do that. I don't know if I want to put black on the background and then put my piece of my design paper on it and see what it might look like there. So, but I'm not sure. So, but we're going to get started on this one. And I've already pretty much pre-cut a bunch of things for this, so we don't have to watch me do a lot of cutting and measuring and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait on gluing this down until I get the one ready for this side. So what I've done is I've pulled out a bunch of stuff, little stamps and things like that, and I've already pre-cut my black strips, okay, and then I also already pre-cut the acetate that goes on top of the design paper, because that's what this is right here. And let me show you real quick. Let me show you. My desk is a mess, you guys. It's totally a mess. So what I did is I took and I put a round circle up at the top right here, so I can slide in stamps that have to be cut to be put inside my book, if that makes any sense. So even if you like pinched for time and you just cut one of the stamps off and you didn't the other ones, you could just easily stick it in here, and then you will have your stamps that you will work on your next time you get into your book, if that makes any sense. So, but yeah, that's what I did. So I'm gonna teach you how to do this just like what I did. And all this is just simply coming up with a little bit of ideas. And okay, so I've got these two, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the outside, and I'm gonna glue this on. Of course, cut it to size, because I don't measure. I just pretty much, if it needs cutting right there, that's exactly where I cut, and I just lay it down on the paper. So I'm getting little fuzzies. I've got it's a material like sheet material that I put on the outside of the book to give it a little bit more finesse. So alright, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna measure to cut for me. Alright, and I like using the outside ones first, and then you can put the middle ones in. Okay, come on, let's see. We have right here. Alright, now I got both of them together, and all I'm going to do is simply cut where I had the pencil mark, just like that. And garbage can, there you are. So now we got it like this. I didn't cut that very good, did I? I cut it crooked. Oh well, we make it straight and move on, right? Alright, so what I like to use now, because we're going to be using paper to material, I like to use my my Fabri-Tac. So I need to refill my bottle. Alright. You want to make sure that you get your edges really, really good, and make sure that this gets good contact, because you don't want the edges coming up later. So, and I am an extremely messy gluer. I can't glue lines, you know, like make straight lines. I can't do that, and I fumble all the time. Alright, so now all we're going to do is just place it right there on the edge of our book, and down there too as well. Give it a lightly press, try not to move it, and let that glue. Now I want a sure to fit to make sure that we're getting this right. And I want to also make sure, let's fold this like this. Now can you see it? Okay, what I want to do is I want to make sure that this cardstock doesn't go past the folding area. So I'm going to come right up next to it, and then I'm going to glue it down, okay? And then that way it won't be in the way of the bending, if that makes any sense. Alright, so next we are going to go, I'm going to put my Distress Oxide box in here. It helps me keep it level. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to put gold foil on the edges, and I'll show you how to do that. Don't need these two pieces no more. Okay, and my gold foil, where did you go? There you are. Okay, here we are. Alright, so I have a piece of just a gold foil that transfers. This one's gold, and I'll show you how I did mine. I'll show you how I did it like the first time. Can you see how it's just got marks all in it, like it's distress? Isn't that pretty though? So I'm going to show you how I acquired that. Alright, so I like using the Gorilla stick. I like using it better. I do have the Yoo-hoo stick. I do have this one. This one takes a little bit longer to dry. So I don't use that one as much as I use this one. This one dries fairly fast. Okay, so all what I did was you take a glue stick and you're simply just going to rough up the edges as if you were doing your distressing on your edges of your paper. You're just going to give it like just a little bit of stuff on there for the glue, and then you're going to take your paper and then you're going to set it on top of the glue. Now I like to press on it, but what I'm going to do, well, I'm going to use my fingernails, but what I'm going to do is I'm simply just going to distress it just like that. And then what I come up with is a bunch of lines. Isn't that cool? Can you see that? Yep. So I'm going to finish doing all the rest of this, and I'll let you watch. just like that. Isn't that cool? Isn't that pretty? I do love it. I do love it on that black. It's really pretty. So we're getting there. Okay, looks just like the front. See there? This is the front. Oops, that's my ink pad. Let's see, it goes this way. So this is the front, and then this is the back that we just got done doing. Okay. Alright, so while that's drying, we're going to start on the cover that we're going to put on it. Okay, so we'll let this one dry and we'll start working on this. Now that we're at this part right here, this is going to be the book cover. Okay, so this whole back will be glued to the book. Okay, now for the clear, however, we're going to sew it on just these 3 sides so we can have a top, and we're going to sew this on. Now, you're more than welcome to use double-sided tape if you want to. I would think that's probably maybe the strongest adhesive to put the laminated sheet with paper. So oftentimes I find it come loose from the laminator, or the laminating sheet, or whatever it is, you know, acetate, things of that sort. So, but anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to start on distressing, or I guess you want to say a postcard. So we're going to start distressing this, and it's going to look similar to this. Okay, so what I did is I had some scissors, and I've got quite a few of them that are paper edge cutters. And I was lucky enough to find one that actually resembles the stamps when they're torn apart. So I've chose that one. I mean, you can use just about any edger if you want to. I've just chose this one, and like I said, I got a bunch of them. But you know, pick out one of your favorites that you want to use to decorate the edge of your paper. Okay, so before I get distressing it with the oxide distress ink, I'm going to first cut this. Now, to tell you a little secret, on these scissors, if you can see, on these scissors, you'll see this little metal thing. This represents the edge of your paper. So you've always got to keep this to the edge of the paper as it's coming through. Okay, and that's only giving you maybe about 1/8 of an inch up, so that way you can get a good edge without wasting a lot of paper. So just follow that little silver thing on the edge of your paper, and you'll get it right just every time. Okay, so I'll show you how I did mine. Alright, starting out with your scissors, I know from experience you don't put your paper all the way back, because when you do, it's going to jam. You have to place your paper on exactly where you want it to be cut. Now, I know for a fact that that metal is going to represent the edge of the page. Does that make sense? So we're going to follow that by rule, like a little ruler telling us where the edge of the paper is, so that way we can stay in a nice line. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cut. I keep my paper folded up, and then we're going to come to the last hole, and we're going to match it up even to the top of the metal blade, just like that. come up to the last one. It's kind of difficult. You gotta finagle with it a little bit. Let's see. We'll do that one. Something's going on with the paper. This is so cool though. It really does look like a really fancy postcard. So, and I got some stamps. We're going to use some stamps on it too as well. And I was lucky enough to find a couple of stamp sets that are used for postage. So I was happy to find those in some of my stash. And then, okay. So now we have something that looks like that. Alright, I think I really did cut it crooked. I don't know, all the pieces look the same that I cut off. So what do you think? No, not too bad. Not too bad. I'm okay with that. Let me check the book. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah. Did good. I know it's crooked. I've not got it in place, but yeah, that looks really nice. I like that. What do you think? Isn't that pretty? Looks like a big old postcard. So, okay, so we got that. That's done. Alright, so now what I did was, don't need those scissors anymore. Alright, so now what I did is I went on ahead and I distressed the edges. And then we're going to talk about some stamps. So, let me get my distressed oxide. And the blender, the blending pad that I'll be using is in my Etsy shop. It's called Trim and Go. And you guys, these are really, really awesome. I have had one pad, I know, for almost 2 years. So these are really, really good. They are great for ink. They don't soak up a lot of ink. The more they get flat, the better they're gonna be. Can you see that, how flat it is? Well, the reason why they're called Trim and Go is because in the very beginning, as you start using yours, you might have little fuzzy things that you need to trim off, and that's called Trim and Go. So the more you use them, the better they get. So, and they last forever, it seems. Well, I'm gonna say at least 3 years, because I've been working on them, trying to perfect how I needed to make them. So they're all handmade, made by me. And in your packet, I think you get two of these or 4 of these per pack. I'm not sure. So, but those are in my Etsy shop if you want to go over and look. I appreciate that. Now what I'm doing here is I'm just simply taking my blender, and I'm just scraping over the top of it, distressing it. So we want to distress those edges. Just like that. Oh, excuse me. Alright. I like to make sure it's really good and distressed. And catch those edges, because those edges are white. And they will show on for our background. So we just like to get those edges distressed. Okay, so we have this all done. Alright, so now what I picked out for stamps. I have rubber stamps. Let me put that up out of the way. Sorry, I got a bunch of stuff over here. Alright, so what I have here are a couple of stamp sets. This one right here says official record, given date, top secret, important, just little things that you can put on the envelope or whatever. So there's one here you can put for pictures. So okay, and then this one I have, and then this one is actually from, well, actually the theme of this is London. So, and then there's Europe and things like that. So it looks like a postage stamp. So you may not have the same one that I have. I mean, you may have different ones, but what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use, I know I want to use the big one first. So let me pull it off. Okay. And what I used for the big one was, where's my thing? Okay. Go this way. Oops, wrong way, Lois. Sorry. I'm even out of frame. My apologies. Okay. Put those there. Okay. Let me grab my stamps. Okay, so got that out of the way. Alright, so now what I did was I found one of the little block stamps that has lines on them, and this one is a 1995 Stampin' Up block. So, but anyway, I think what it resembles is grass, I guess, or something like that. It just resembles grass, I reckon. So, but anyway, I'm going to use it as a barcode. I figured that would be pretty cool. So, what I did is I only went just a little ways up on the stamp. So, I didn't go all the way because I didn't need it. So I'll do just a little bit. Make sure it gets nice and smooth on there. Okay. And then I simply just came over here to the side and I stamped. There you go. That looks just like a barcode. Okay. So, and then also too, I took one more stamp. Take this off. Okay. One more stamp. And this one says London W with a big R, number 1124. That's what that one says. Okay. And then I just simply put it down here at the bottom. I don't know why, but yeah, you guys can't see. I'm out of frame. I apologize. There we go. So that one almost like wanted to suck the paper up, but it didn't. So, but it turned out pretty. So it's not perfect, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. Thank God. I'd fail at it. That's for sure. Okay, so the next thing I did was a big huge stamp. Here it is. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just simply put the stamp over here inside the center, and it looks really cool. I did it with the other one already. Can you see that? Just some light writing. It looks really pretty. And we're going to do the same. We're going to put it right there too as well. And thank goodness I've got this big ink pad, because for these big blocks like this, I've got so many wood block stamping things. When I first started making journals and whatnot, junk books or junk journal books or just any kind of stuff, really. But I got in there and I started buying a bunch of these, and oh my gosh, I have way too many. Way too many. Okay, I just want to make sure it's really good and wet. Alright, place it on there like that. Let's see. I'm gonna line up the last name. Hopefully you can see it all. But I had this in my stash, so it's really sweet. I'll have to read it to you. There it is. Just enough. Nothing like where it stands out. It kind of blends in with everything. Isn't that pretty? That turned out really nice. Okay, so put that over there. Alright, so now we have registered. We got one more. My bad. Okay. One more. I was wondering what was weird over there. I couldn't figure out something I knew I needed to put there, but it just never came to mind until now. Alright. Let's see. The R on it's gonna be like really messed up. Okay. And we're gonna just put this baby right here. Okay. These things are sticky. Alright. Awesome. I like it. It turned out really nice. So, I'm liking it. Very pretty. Alright, so now, next thing is putting stamps on here. And we're probably going to do just a little bit more stamping. So we'll keep these over here to the side. And let's go ahead and pick us out some stamps. Alright. I got my pile of stamps here. and I will link the place that I got them from. Alright, so what we're going to pick out is, I want to pick out something that's fairly to the color. Look at that. I like that. That's really pretty. So let's cut that out. We're going to use that stamp. The stamp. Okay, there's that. Alright, now I want to pick up something like in the color of the blooms. I want to pick up something that's colorful to that bloom. Let's see. Oh, I got a flower, but that's a rose. Oh. Those are holidays. Holidays. Okay. Alright, so let's pick out something this way. So let's go. Maybe this one? Let's go Australia. Why not, right? Let's see. Make sure I'm getting them all right. I mean, getting fairness for the color. Let's see. Nothing over here, right? Okay. Alright. Let's cut out that one. I got lots of work to do, don't I? That's a lot of fuzzy cutting. Let's see. And let's see. Wait a minute. I think I just put up the one I wanted to cut out. There it is. Silly woman. Okay. Alright, let me get my little cutting board. Alright. And then I'm just going to get a breakaway knife. And I'm going to use it to cut my stamp out. Instead of getting in there and loosening up more papers, I'm just going to actually grab what I want. Okay. If you lay your knife down flat, you'll be able to do that, just what I just did. Okay. And then there's that. Alright, so now we have both our stamps. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to trim out. We'll go ahead and trim out this. In my garbage bowl. And trim out this. I want to get as much white off of this as much as possible. Okay. There we go. Okay, that one's even. And that one's ready. Okay, I got my stamps. Sorry about that. It took me a little bit to find something that I wanted to use with this color. So I chose this stamp and then the one stamp with roses. And all we're going to do is simply take our art glitter glue or your white glue, whatever you have, and you're just simply going to run around the edge with the glue and make sure you get it all the edges. You don't want this to come loose. And of course my fingers have glue all over them. Alright, I'm going to put this one, say about right there. Yes. Okay. Then we're going to put the little rose. Let me get my tweezers. Oops, there's glue on the table. I'm telling you, I do it again. I got glue everywhere. Everywhere except for what's on the project. Okay. And then this one's gonna go about, let's say right there. I think that's okay. Let's get this wiped up. Get that wiped up. Alright, so that's what we have. Alright, so now we're going to go back into our stamps again. Let me move these out of the way. Alright, and what I wanted to do was I want to mimic a postage circle around this one. So I think what I did, let's see what I mimicked. I think I mimicked this. Is that it? Yes. So that's what I mimicked. What I'm going to mimic anyway. Alright, so alright. Glue. Alright. I don't know what I'm gonna get glued, but I mean, get stamped. Oh my gosh. Let's see. So let's go. How should we do that? Hopefully that'll look okay. Alright. Yeah, I'm good with that. Why not? Yeah, I'm good with that. I like that. I like it. So, now, what do you think? We did pretty good, huh? We got the writing in. We've got the stamps on. Yeah, so we got it all done, y'all. Look. Isn't it pretty? Just being something creative. So this is going to be my front cover and my back cover. I think it's going to look just adorable. Alright, let me clean up my mess and get everything ready for the next thing that we're going to do on here. And I shall return. Oh, before I let you guys go, look at this. This is my art glitter glue. It is just oozing everywhere. I'm telling you, I'm a mess. So anyway, let me come right back and we'll get started on the next step of the front and back cover. Okay, all right, at this point we have an acetate that's going over the design paper. So all I'm gonna do, I'm attaching mine with a sew machine. I'm gonna sew around my 3 edges. So I mean, you can certainly use double-sided tape if you wanted to. Hot glue gun, I guess that would work, but I don't think that the liquid glue or the fabric tack would make this stay down. I'm not sure. I know I've had problems in the past, but it is what it is. Okay, we'll move on. It's crafting, right? Alright, so let's I want to measure this out so that way when I go over to the sew machine, everything is in its place. So okay, I got mine all sewed on, so I went down each side and I sewed it on. See that? Alright, so now what I'm going to do, I have a 1-inch hole punch, but it does not like to go through this stuff. So I've learned to don't even try and just do something yourself to make it work. So what I do is actually, let me get a pen. Let's see if I got it. I need a black pen, but a red one will do. Okay, so what I do, we're cutting on top of the plastic, or we're going to cut the top of this plastic. I know it probably should have been done beforehand, which, you know, it is what it is. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going the wrong way, right? Right? Yes. Okay. I'll do it this way. Alright, so all I'm going to do is just take and trace this circle. I say the best I can. Alright, and so now we're going to cut out our red circle. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's drawn on there with the red pen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go after the pen mark, because I don't want to have the pen mark left. There we go. I just cut the best I can. Let's see, it went right inside. Come here before you make a mess. Okay, so now I have my half circle, so that way things can slide in and out. So get rid of that, and there's a little bit of pencil mark here. Oh, there it goes. I got it. Okay, so now here we are. This is the back and this is the front. They both look very similar, don't they? So they turned out really pretty, I do believe. I do believe they did. Alright, so what we're going to do is let's fold out our book. And now we have our front side. Okay, and then we also have our back side that will go down as well. Isn't that going to be pretty? Let me move this out of the way. I don't need that anymore. Alright. Oh, sorry, I had to get something to drink. My mouth is dry. Alright, so now at this point, all we're going to do is we are going to add glue on the back all the way to the edges. Don't go on the plastic though. You don't want to get on the plastic. And we're going to use Fabri-Tac. Alright, right up next to the edges. Don't go too close, because when you place it down you might ooze it out and it'll get onto the craft plastic. So, right here. I'm not a perfectionist when it comes to gluing. But this right here, you want to make sure it gets real good contact on that fabric though. Make sure you got glue in all the areas. Alright. Let's hope I don't bubble over on that. There you go. Alright. And we're just going to simply place this in the center. And I pretty much know my craft plastic is the same size of my book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure my craft plastic up against the cardboard and all in the well of making sure I'm even. And I am. Now you don't want to get something on there and burnish it, because you might wind up scratching the plastic. So I wouldn't do that. I would just kind of firmly press it and let the dry end do the rest. Alright, so we're going to do this one. And I can tell you I'm very crooked on this one too as well. But anyways, I wanted to get into doing more stamping. Like stamps, digital stamps, putting them on envelopes and inserting those into the art journal. So I think they're really pretty and it adds a little bit of accent to it. So that's why I wanted to make a stamp ephemera holder. So try and utilize some of the things that I do have that I neglect to use. I think stamping is like way out there, way out there. I don't think about doing any stamping. Alright. Alright, do the same here. And of course I'm crooked, so I'm gonna have to make it look like I'm not crooked. Alright, that's the top, bottom, my sides. This one's got to go this way a little bit. Oh, wow. Wow, Lois, you are really crooked. Ah, nothing can be done simply, could it? I think that might be it. Yeah, I'm going with that. Now I will do this. I'm going to take my bone folder, and this one's a bit different. I'll have this listed in the Amazon list for this bone folder. It's some type of material, but it really is, it does do a lot of gliding, and it doesn't bother your papers or make marks in it when you're trying to crease it. So I'm just going to go ahead and press real good right here. So I want to make sure that sewing mark gets apply to the cardstock. Sorry, I'm thinking of the names before I even speak them. I'm in the no remembering today. How's that? Looking good. Let's see. Yeah. Now this one won't scratch. What if it had something on the surface? It would scratch, but I do like this bone folder. Bone folder. I can't get the words to speak today. Oh, come here. All right. Just making sure that glue gets exactly where I want it. You know what would have been awful is if I put one upside down. Believe me, I would have done it. Okay, so there we go now. So isn't that gorgeous? I love it. It's so pretty. And then the back side. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna use a strip of, let's see if I can find a strip real quick. Let's see. Alright, so cutting down, I was thinking about doing the same thing with the spine. So doing the black and then doing this on top, of course cutting the edges like I did with these, and then I probably would put plastic on it, and then yeah, and then sew it. So I think that's what I'll do for that. So anyways, alright, so I've got to get going, guys, but I figured I'd chit chat with you. I hope you guys like this experience, and I just put my book completely upside down. You never see, that's what just happened. Look, upside down, upside down. That was the top page. It's supposed to be like this, not like that. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's apparent that the coffee's not working, the tea's not working, so I think it's probably time to retire for today. Anyways, I gotta give my little doggies a bath, but yeah, so don't glue your covers backwards. Yeah, so but that's okay. We'll start over here for the front page and everything. Thank gosh, it's just universal. So, and then these right here and this one right here, we'll have to pull them off. So not unless I'm able to break the, yeah, see, I'd have to pull these off. So that'll have to go, and then that'll have to go, and that'll kind of make me happy anyway, because I didn't like this. That was a lot of hard work. I wanted something that I could simply just stick the stamps in, you know, like and I glued my book in upside down. Yep, sure did, sure did. So anyway, that's the story of my life. So anyway, you guys take care. I hope you have fun putting this together. Just a little collaboration that I did. So anyway, I hope you liked it, and until next time, and we'll chit chat and talk, and hugs to all. Bye.